When Fishes Climb Trees is our book in focus today on our book chat segment. Joining us is the author, Kingsley Obom-Egbulem. It's going to be interesting.
Anyway, so for our book chat this morning, we have Kingsley Obom-Egbulem, who is the author of this book. And it's a guide for helping children to discover purpose. And it's called When Fishes Climb Trees. Wow. And I like this, I don't know what to call it now, whether it's a rider. It says, the price for moving our kids out of their comfort zones in pursuit of courses, careers, and a life they were not wired for. Wow. Amazing. Now, nice to have you join us this morning, sir.
Thank you.
Now, this book is remarkable. Going through it, there were a number of things that I noted that I said to myself, wow, this book is for parenting and it's for all parents.
Yeah. But it's also for schools.
It's also for schools as well. Can you set a background for what this book is about?
Actually, this book is informed by a culture where people go to school not knowing what to do, then they come out and they are lost. You know what I mean? You start looking for what to do after you're out of school. And the first job you get actually determines your career afterwards. So let's assume you studied electrical engineering, and your first job is in a bank. And the banking career becomes your life after graduating. So the question is, what went into your decision-making process? How did you arrive at studying chemical engineering, agric engineering, and what have you? If you had a banking job in mind, you could have gone to study banking and finance.
Sometimes there are no jobs.
Fantastic. So that takes us back to Fishes Climbing Trees. It's going to be a frustrating life. Fishes are not designed to climb trees.
Exactly. You know that there are a number of examples that you raised in the book, which we'll touch on in a few minutes. But I wanted us to start with there's a chapter there where you said my child is smarter than yours. This culture of comparing kids, trying to push kids maybe in different directions. Okay, so this child is not good in math, or is not good in physics, but if I'll get him a lesson teacher, I'll continue to push him so that eventually he'll get to where he's supposed to get to, and all of that, instead of paying more attention to what the child is
not really
at.
Where he's supposed to get to, where you want him to get to, without considering where he is designed to get to. For instance, there are kids who are average math students. They've never gone beyond 60%. Or 55, and that's just good enough. Then you have another child who is an A+, A1, A2 student, and you're comparing both of them, and you want this guy who doesn't have the talent, so to speak, for maths. He hasn't got what I call the logical intelligence that maths rests on. But he is an artistic kid, and he does so well. He plays the sax excellently. And if you're going to score him on the sax, you can score him A3, A1, and A2. Now, you ignore his strength, and you start to focus on his weakness.
But why do you think people do that? Because sometimes we think the fault rests on parents. Yeah. But actually, it looks like it's society, and you want your child to be competitive when they eventually get out, after secondary school, after university, and then you don't want to say, "Oh, my child is an artist, so let him be a painter." You know how it is, because I read, I saw in some parts in the book where you quoted certain people who said, if somebody can paint, let him just paint, and all of that.
It is a reflection of a larger dysfunction within our society, and of course, fueled by our educational system. I'll give you a very classic example. In school, have you noticed that the most well-behaved student is always the calm student? So why would you describe that guy as well-behaved when he doesn't even say anything in class? Now, the guy who has a temperament that is boisterous is described as noisy and lousy, whereas that is his makeup. And so because we don't understand how children are designed, we tend to compare them with the person who is doing well in academics. So our measurement of IQ rests solely on your ability to do well in English and maths. That is how IQ is mentioned to a large extent. Whereas there are other intelligence. For instance, Lionel Messi is intelligent. Cristiano Ronaldo is intelligent. Ben Carson is also intelligent. Michael Jackson was intelligent. These are different.
You made several references.
Oh yeah.
Examples.
Now these are all intelligent guys, and they are doing different things.
And you talked about Dr. Alban and Dr. Sid, who are both doctors.
Yeah.
But into music.
That's it. And you ask yourself, when Dr. Alban went to study medicine, he had all the traits to do well in music. So how did he end up studying dentistry? Which he dumped eventually for music, because there are no talent managers in the class environment. Now, I mentioned the case of Fela. Fela got a scholarship to study medicine. The same Fela, you know.
So I'm just imagining what
Fela in a consulting room. Chinua Achebe got a scholarship to study medicine. But fortunately, the guy knew himself and knew that this is not my forte. And
I like how you did the introduction. You introduced them in one chapter where you said, please let's welcome Dr. Fela with all the qualifications, and also Dr.
Gynecologist.
Yeah.
and that was difficult for anybody to chew, because the Fela we knew is not the type that could sit well in a hospital. He is a musicologist, and an arranger, a composer. And that's because he had the talent in him. So our school system actually need to change in the way we deliver subjects. You need to teach subjects not just as subject, but as talent. Knowing well that every subject has an essence. You know, what is the subject essence of maths, for instance? Which is what I keep saying. Maths is a life skill. It's not just a subject. And that's because whatever you do today, numeric skill is not just about mathematics. It is a business skill that you need to know.
Wow, this is really, really amazing. I looked through this book and I just said, look, every parent needs to get this book. Before you start having kids, actually. It's When Fishes Climb Trees, an amazing book by Kingsley Obom-Egbulem. I'm sure you can get it online as well.
Oh yeah,
it's from your social media pages.
Yeah, it's available on Jumia, on Roving Heights, Family First bookshops, and of course on my website.
All right, thank you so much, Kingsley, for joining us this morning.